Good morning, everybody. We are here in the reading world again, and I have a wonderful story. Well, actually a bunch of poems to bring you. This was first published in 1961, so it's been around a bit. The title is Hailstones and Halibut Bones, and the author is Mary O'Neill, and it's actually a series of poems called Adventures in Color. So we're going to describe colors to you. So if you listen, you can almost picture every color that they include in this book, and it's beautifully done. So please have a listen and enjoy. Like acrobats on a high trapeze, the colors pose and bend their knees, twist and turn and leap and blend into shapes and feelings without end. What is purple? Purple is time just before night when most people turn on the light. But if you don't, it's a beautiful sight. Asters are purple. There's purple ink. Purple's more popular than you think. It's sort of a great-grandmother to pink. There are purple shadows and purple veils, and some ladies paint their fingernails. There's purple jam and purple gel, and a purple bruise next day will tell where you landed when you fell. The purple feeling is rather put out. The purple look is a definite pout. But the purple sound is the loveliest thing. It's a violet opening in the spring. What is gold? Gold is a metal. Gold is a ring. Gold is a very beautiful thing. Gold is the sunshine, light and thin, warm as a muffin on your skin. Gold is the moon. Gold is the stars, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, and Mars. Gold is the color of clover honey. Gold is a certain kind of money. Gold is alive in a flickering fish that lives its life in a crystal dish. Gold is the answer to many a wish. Gold is a feeling like a king. It's like having the most of everything. Long time ago, I was told yellow's mother's name is gold. What is black? Black is the night when there isn't a star and you can't tell by looking where you are. Black is a pail of paving tar and things you'd like to forget. Black is a smokestack. Black is a cat, a leopard, a raven, a high silk hat. The sound of black is boom, 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 echoing in an empty room. Black is kind. It covers up the rundown street, the broken cup. Black is charcoal and a patio grill, the soot spots on the windowsill. Black is a feeling hard to explain, like suffering, but without the pain. Black is licorice and patent leather shoes. Black is the print in the news. Black is beauty in its deepest form, the darkest cloud in a thunderstorm. Think of what starlight and lamplight would lack, diamonds and fireflies, if they couldn't lean against black. What is brown? Brown is the color of a country road, back of a turtle, back of a toad. Brown is cinnamon and morning toast and the smell of the Sunday roast. Brown is the color of work and the sound of a river. Brown is bronze and a bow and a quiver. Brown is the house on the edge of town where the wind is tearing the shingles down. Brown is a freckle. Brown is a mole. Brown is the earth when you dig a hole. Brown is the hair on many a head. Brown is chocolate and gingerbread. Brown is a feeling you get inside when wondering makes your mind grow wide. Brown is a leather shoe and a good glove. And brown is as comfortable as love. What is blue? Blue is the color of the sky without a cloud, cool, distant, beautiful, and proud. Blue is the quiet sea and the eyes of some people, and many agree as they grow older and older, blue is the scarf spring wears on her shoulder. Blue is twilight, shadows on snow. Blue is feeling way down low. Blue is a heron, a sapphire ring. You can smell blue in many a thing. Gentian and larkspur, forget-me-nots too. And if you listen, you can hear blue in wind over water and wherever flax blooms. And when evening steps into lonely rooms, cold is blue. Flame shot from a welding torch is too. Hot, wild, screaming, blistering blue. And on winter mornings, the dawns are blue. What is gray? Gray is the color of an elephant and a mouse and a falling apart house. It's fog and smog, fine print and lint. It's a hush and the bubbling of oatmeal mush. Tiredness and oysters, both are gray. Smoke swirls and grandmother's curls, so are some spring coats and nanny goats. Eagles are gray and a rainy day. The sad look of a slum and chewing gum. Wood ash and linen crash. Pussy willows are gray in a velvety way. Suits, shoes, and bad news. Beggars' hats and alley cats. The skin of a mole and a worn slipper sole. Content is gray and sleepiness too. They wear gray suede shoes when they're touching you. What is white? White is a dove and lily of the valley and a puddle of milk spilled in an alley. A ship's sail, a kite's tail, a wedding veil, hailstones and halibut bones, and some people's telephones. The hottest and most blinding light is white, and breath is white when you blow it out on a frosty night. White is the shining absence of all color, then absence is white, out of touch, out of sight. White is marshmallow and vanilla ice cream, and the part you can't remember in a dream. White is the sound of a light foot walking. White is a pair of whispers talking. White is the beautiful broken lace of snowflakes falling on your face. You can smell white in a country room toward the end of May in the cherry bloom. What is orange? Orange is a tiger lily, a carrot, a feather from a parrot, a flame, the wildest color you can name. Orange is a happy day, saying goodbye in a sunset that shocks the sky. Orange is brave, orange is bold, orange is bittersweet and marigold. Orange is zip, orange is dash, the brightest stripe in a Roman sash. Orange is an orange, also a mango. Orange is the music of the tango. Orange is the fur of the fiery fox, the brightest crayon in the box. And in the fall, when leaves are turning, orange is the smell of a bonfire burning. What is red? Red is a sunset, blazy and bright. Red is feeling brave with all your might. Red is a sunburned spot on your nose. Sometimes red is a red, red rose. Red squiggles out when you cut your hand. Red is a brick and a rubber band. Red is hotness you get inside when you're embarrassed and want to hide. Firecracker, fire engine, fire flicker red. And when you're angry, red runs through your head. Red is a Valentine heart, the trimming on a circus cart. Red is a lipstick. Red is a shout. Red is a signal that says, watch out. Red is a great big rubber ball. Red is the giantest color of all. Red is a show-off, no doubt about it. But can you imagine living without it? What is pink? Pink is the color of a rose. They come in other colors, but everyone knows pink is the mother color of a rose. Pink is a new baby, the inside of a shell. Pink is cooked shrimp and a Canterbury bell. Pink is a peach bloom, gauzy, frail, the wind's exquisite wedding veil. Pink is a bonbon. Pink is a blush. Some Easter bunnies are pink plush. If you stand in an orchard in the middle of spring and you don't make a sound, you can hear pink sing, a darling whispery sort of thing. Pink is the beautiful little sister of red, my teacher said, and a ribbon girls tie around their head. Pink is the sash with the lovely fold you'll remember when you're old. Pink is the flower on a lady's hat that nods and bows this way and that. What is green? Green is the grass and the smell of leaves. Green is the smell of a country breeze. Green is lettuce and sometimes the sea. When green is a feeling, you pronounce it envy. Green is a coolness you get in the shade of the tall old woods where moss is made. Green is a flutter that comes in spring when frost melts out of everything. Green is a grasshopper. Green is jade. Green is hiding in the shade. Green is an olive and a pickle. The sound of green is a water trickle. Green is the world after the rain, bathed and beautiful again. April is green, peppermint too. Every elf has one green shoe. Under a grape arbor, air is green with sprinkles of sunlight in between. Green is the meadow. Green is the fuzz that covers up where winter was. Green is ivy and honeysuckle vine. Green is yours. Green is mine. And what is yellow? Yellow is the color of the sun, the feeling of fun, the yolk of an egg, a duck's bill, a canary bird, and a daffodil. Yellow's sweet corn, ripe oats, hummingbirds' little throats, summer squash and Chinese silk, the cream on top of Jersey milk, dandelions and daisy hearts, custard pies and lemon tarts. Yellow blinks on a summer night in the off and on of the firefly lights. Yellow's a topaz, yellow's a flame, Felicity is a yellow name, yellow mimosas, and I guess yellow's the color of happiness. The colors live between black and white in a land that we know best by sight. But knowing best isn't everything, for colors dance and colors sing and colors laugh and colors cry. Turn off the light and colors die, and they make you feel every feeling there is, from the grumpiest grump to the fizziest fizz. And you and I know well, each has a taste and each has a smell and each has a wonderful story to tell. So thank you for all the colors that we have. Thank you so much. All right, I have a Halloween book for you today. It is called I Will Read to You, and I Will, and it's a Halloween story. It is written by Gideon Sterer and is illustrated by Charles Santoso. You've played enough, my mother calls. Quit climbing trees and scaling walls. It's time for sleep. Come brush your teeth and I will read to you. Mother tucks me into bed. Let's pick a book we haven't read. Tell me what you'd like to hear and I will read to you. Something spooky, I request. I like the ones with monsters best. Are you sure? My mother asks. Then I will read to you. As we read, the moon appears a golden, glowing, ghoulish sphere. Then a howl fills my ears. The stories, they are true. I listen close and hear a bump, a roar, a growl, a hoot, a thump. Shouldn't they all be in bed, this noisy, sleepless crew? Who tucks in the beasts? Who cares for them? My mother sighs, not this again. No one does, for beasts are beasts. Now can I read to you? But they need love and comfort too. How would you feel if it were you? I rise and take my mother's hand. I know what we must do. We disappear beneath the trees as thorns and branches scrape our knees. Mother tells me, go ahead, I will follow you. On we go and further still, up till we reach the highest hill. Worry not, my creatures dear, I am here for you. Come, all vampires from the crypt, through the mist and shadow slip. Curl up cozy in your cloaks, I will read to you. Skeletons, unearth your bones, there's no need to be alone. Rattle forth across the stones, and I will read to you. Soar now, dragons, fill the sky. Can I share a lullaby? Tuck your tails and rest your wings, for I will read to you. Gather ghosts, float this way. Now that dark's devoured the day, open up your haunted hearts, and I will read to you. Rumble, giants, rumble here. It's just a book, nothing to fear. Thud to me with thunderous feet, and I will read to you. Fly now, witches, on your brooms. March now, mummies, from your tombs. Come now, goblins, ghouls, and trolls. I will read to you. I look upon a sea of smiles. They've marched and climbed and flown for miles, and now they wait with anxious ears for what I said I will do. As I begin, they close their eyes and snuggle up. It's no surprise, for books and bed go hand in hand. This I know is true. Pages turn, they sigh and snore. 1,000 creatures, maybe more. Soft, sweet slumber suits them well. I'm not afraid of you. Above, the moon casts bedtime beams. Beneath the stars, the creatures dream. Your work is done, my mother says. I am proud of you. Quietly, I close the book. We walk the woods and cross a brook. At last we reach the glowing grass and shuffle through the dew. All is silent save one sound. Our steady clock ticks slowly round. I place some wood inside the stove to burn the whole night through. Mother tucks me into bed. let's pick a book we haven't read. Now that every beast is asleep, I will read to you. And the beast is asleep. Thank you. Happy Halloween.
Hello, boys and girls. I'm Debbie Lincoln. You just heard a wonderful story about colors, and I have a story about colors too. We've talked about the crayons and Duncan having such a problem with his crayons quitting him and getting lost. And today I have another wonderful story by Drew Daylett and Oliver Jeffers. It's about the crayons again, the day the crayons made friends. And here we go. One day, Duncan went to take out his crayons and found that they were all gone. Again. Only this time, they didn't quit and he didn't lose them. This time, they left. He became very worried. But then, the letters arrived. Hi, Duncan. You know the only thing better than coloring fire engines? Getting to drive one. I bumped into your firefighters, and they needed help putting out their pretend fires. Guess what? I'm the perfect size. Yay! The whole team is really nice, and so is the fire truck. Her name is Abby. Your essential worker friend, fire truck driver person, formerly Red Crayon. Dear Duncan, I'm now a piece in your mystery board game. Mr. Carcass, who lives in the mansion, was clobbered while in the potty. Now we have to figure out who done it. Was it Colonel Ketchup with the frying pan? Or Katie Azure with the plunger? Or even my new friend, Professor Eggplant? Come to think of it, was it me? I must stay to clear my name. Baron von Nuttington, alias Peach Crayon. Sir Duncan, remember how I used to say, poor me, I'm invisible, no one sees me, blah, blah, blah. Well, not anymore, pal. I'm at your chess set, and they were missing a piece. Holy smokes, I'm the most powerful piece on the board. Even more than the king. Now everyone always sees me. Well, half the time. Your terrifying queen, White Crayon. Mon cher Duncan, I've always dreamed of being a chef, and while taking a walk in your play kitchen, I bumped into Spatula and Breezy Bake Oven. What great guys! Now I'm following. Spatula said to follow my dreams, and now I'm baking everything from little cupcakes to other little cupcakes. I'd love for you to come and try one. Au revoir, Little Pink Crayon, Pastry Chef, La Maison de Duncan. My dearest Duncan, I've discovered my calling under your fridge. I found a flock of dog biscuits, and I built a small cottage, and now I tend to them. It's a simple, quiet life, but fulfilling nonetheless. And Leslie here is even expecting. I look forward to showing you her pups. Your humble shepherd, Beige Crayon. Duncan, darling, so I used to be short, but that's not a problem anymore. I met a doll in your sister's room who'd lost a head, So we teamed up, and now both our problems are solved. I'm tall, and Shelby has a head again. We cut quite a figure. Sure is easier posing for pictures than coloring them. I'd love you to meet my other half sometime. Your fabulous friend, Blue Crayon, fashion model. Dude, when I hitched a ride to school in your backpack, I met all the crayons in your desk. Guess what? I have a twin. How come you never told me? Not only that, but I have a whole bunch of relatives I never knew about. Would you like to come to our family reunion? Your relatable friend, Teal Crayon. The Teal family tree. Yellow and blue make green. White and navy make blue-green and green-blue. Green and blue-green make turquoise. Turquoise and sock make viridian blue and aqua blue. Viridian blue and aqua blue make teal. This guy. Duncan, I was feeling sad after your dog ate me and barfed me up. But then I met your army men, and guess what? They needed a monster to battle. So now I attack things, and they swoop in to save the world. It's a blast being the bad guy. I'm attacking a secret mountain fortress today. Wish me luck. Your super gross monster pal, Barfy the Crayon, formerly known as possibly tan or burnt sienna crayon. I still don't know. My man, green crayon here, and by here, I mean the vegetable patch in the backyard. I wanted to see if I had green thumbs. Turns out I do. All these cuties sprouted and, well, they're really grown on me. I love my babies, and I think you will really love them too. Come say hi. Love, Green Crayon. Dear Duncan, sorry I haven't been around much lately. I've been caught up in ping pong. Well, the ping pong net, actually. Ping pong ball and I love catching up when he passes by, which is a lot. And also, ping pong is such a funny word, don't you think? Ping pong, ping pong, ping pong. Come and play sometime. At your service, Yellow Crayon. Dearest Duncan, I was wandering the exotic wilderness I found under your bed, and I found the great and terrifying beast. I knew I had to act quickly, so I took charge and tamed the mighty abomination. So don't worry, all is safe. Now you can visit us in the wild. Warm wishes, Esteban, the magnificent tamer of mysterious beasts. Well, of course, Duncan wanted to see his crayons and meet their new friends. So there was only one thing to do. Have a dinner party. So glad I could get freed up for this. I'll behold Barfy, the battle monster. Arf, arf. I hope there's gluten in everything. I just love your cargo pants. Greasy baked muffin, anyone? Drink up, babies. Bow before your queen. You just love me and despair. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Teddy, the eighth wonder of the world. Anyone for water? This soup, like the plot, thickens. Woof. Dear Duncan, met a stick and fell in love. brown crayon. The end. So that's the story of Duncan and all the different colors of his crayons, and it ended happily. So I have another story from another author that we've read before, Chris Van Dusen. And before, he built a car, he built a house, and he built a school. And today, Chris Van Dusen is going to build a town, If I Built a Town by Chris Van Dusen. Jack, in the park, said to Mayor McKay, "This town is not bad. This town is okay, but it could be better, the best in the land. It's nothing at all like the town I have planned. If I built a town, I'd start on the green and put up a fountain like you've never seen, with sea creatures lifelike and highly refined. Then I'd add some sensors, so when you walk by, water jets spray up to 50 feet high. Next, I'd plant trees, spectacular trees. Why, trees such as these are certain to please. And check out the walkway. It starts on the ground, then rises in ribbons and rings all around, winding through branches and up to the sky, where beautiful birds of all colors fly by. Back on the ground, the third thing I'd do is set up a free-roaming, open-air zoo by bringing in beasts the best I could find, trained to behave and be gentle and kind. But wait, that's not all. My zoo also features fantastic, Jurassic, and mythical creatures. A dragon, a griffin, a dino or two, and 3 fancy unicorns, white, pink, and blue. But these can't be real, you'd say with a frown. That's true in most places, but not in my town. I know we'd require an energy source, and this one won't mess up the climate, of course. It's all carbon neutral, designed with great care to not clog the water nor smog up the air. We'd end our reliance on foul fossil fuels and switch to magnetic electrified jewels. These crystals are rare, but they're all guaranteed to put out precisely the power we need. Everyone here needs a house. That's a given. So I'd build some places we'd all love to live in. They're stylish inside with a stunning decor, while outside they're bordered by gardens galore, with pools, cool and curvy, that soak up the sun, play sets constructed for maximum fun. And all of these houses come with one added perk: a maintenance robot to handle the work. And speaking of robots, and speaking of chores, come see the robots that staff all the stores. They'll find what you're looking for, fetch what you need, sprint through the aisles at astonishing speed. Happy to help, and as nice as can be. But here's the best part. Look, everything's free. Next to the stores is my world-class salon, rivaling those found in Rome or Milan. It's all automatic. Just sit in the chair. Then 7 skilled styling hands drop from the air. They clip, and they snip, and they whip up a do. And voila, they're done. A new fabulous you. In my town, the library's easy to find. The building is awesome. It's one of a kind. It looks like it's built from a big stack of books where you can relax in comfortable nooks. In here, it's quite clear that you'll find what you need, because no one controls what you can or can't read. There's also a school from here you can't see. To learn more about it, read book number 3, if I built a school. We already read that one. It's highly unlikely, but let's say you're hurt. Maybe you fell and you ripped your new shirt and you need attention. So what do? Well, here the health clinic comes running to you. In under 10 seconds, the medics will come. Doctors and nurses as sweet as your mom. And also on board is an excellent vet, in case in their rounds they should see a sick pet. In most towns, the mail is delivered by vans, but here the vans hover on super-fast fans. They pause at each place with their tubes made of chrome, then drop the mail down through the roof of your home. The farms in the fields look a little bit weird, but we can grow more because they're cleverly tiered. The crops on the top like the light from the sun, while those down below prefer little to none. Tended by tractors with multiple arms, if I built a town, that's how I'd plant farms. Not far from the fields, it's also worth noting, my town has a beach where there's swimming and boating and surfing and sailing, but then I'd add more. How about a water park built on the shore with all the attractions and all of the rides like waterfall buckets and serpentine slides? Of course, there are restaurants. We all have to eat. But this one you won't find on any old street. This is a place called the Mermaid Cafe. It's built on the seabed right under the bay. The food is fantastic, and so is the view. Submarine dining, now that's something new. In my town, I'd leave a few elements out. Important decisions I'll tell you about. There's no fire station, for here's what I've learned. Build it all flame-proof and nothing gets burned. And also, in my town, police are not needed because nobody argues and no one's mistreated. Everyone's friendly and nothing goes wrong. We all live together. We all get along. People would flock to the town that I made. We'd celebrate weekly with one big parade, featuring bands playing jubilant tunes and fabulous floats and bobbing balloons that fly through the sky just as grand as can be. One looks like you and one looks like me. My town will be swanky. My town will be swell. My town will be prized as the best place to dwell. Vibrantly vivid, yet sweetly serene. Take a few seconds to soak up the scene, where everyone's happy and nobody's blue. If I built a town, that's just what I'd do. And wouldn't you want to live in that town? I sure would. It's really nice to dream about a wonderful place to live like that. So thank you for listening, girls and boys, and think about the town that you'd like to build. Thank you.
Good morning, boys and girls. This morning I'm going to be reading a book to you about snapping turtles. But first, I'm going to give you a little bit of information about the kind of snapping turtle that's in this book. And it's the amazing alligator snapping turtle. There are two kinds of snapping turtles. I didn't know that myself. The common snapping turtle and the alligator snapping turtle. The common snapping turtle has an oval-shaped head with eyes that are visible from above, a bumpy shell that gets smoother as they age, and a long saw-toothed tail. The alligator snapping turtle has 3 obvious ridges running down the length of its shell. They also have a big triangular-shaped head and a hooked beak. Alligator snapping turtles are fishers. They find a spot underwater where they can sit motionless, open their mouths wide, and wiggle their pink, worm-like tongue to attract unsuspecting fish. Once a fish swims too close, the turtle's enormous mouth snaps shut. Alligator snapping turtles are among the biggest turtles. They can grow to have shells more than 30 inches long and can weigh more than 200 pounds. That's a big turtle. Snapping turtles often have fuzzy algae growing on their shells and head. It doesn't mean they're dirty, and it's not bad for them. In fact, the algae helps the turtle stay hidden while they wait for a yummy fish to wander by. Snapping turtles aren't able to retreat into their shells like other turtles when they feel threatened. But with powerful legs, a strong neck, and a lightning-fast bite, they can defend themselves in the water or on land. But like most animals, they would rather avoid dangerous situations. So if you see a snapping turtle in the wild, leave it alone and let it do what it does best: catch fish and tell stories to its friends. Now I have a couple words that I want to explain so that the story will mean more. First, a school of fish, and many of you probably know that that just means a large group of fish swimming together. And angler, and an angler is a person who fishes with a fishing rod. So the name of the story is A Mouthful of Minnows by John Hare. And the main character is an alligator turtle. Alfonso loved to fish. It was his very favorite thing to do. One morning, he set out to fish for some breakfast. "Good luck," said his friends. Alfonso swam deep into the pond. He tucked himself between some moss and an old tire, opened his mouth, and stayed perfectly still. Except for his tongue. Alfonso had a special tongue that looked like a yummy worm if he wiggled it just right. But fishing isn't easy, and not all fish would fall for his trick. Alfonso knew that a true angler had to be patient. Sure enough, a little minnow approached. A delicious worm," said the minnow. Such a small fish did not interest Alfonso. Then the little minnow said, "This worm is so big that I'm going to get my friends so we can share it." And he swam away. One tiny minnow isn't worth it, thought Alfonso, but a few tiny minnows sounds like a delightful snack. Soon the minnow returned with two friends. They argued over who would get the first bite. "Why, that would be me," thought Alfonso. But as Alfonso prepared to chomp down on his seafood snack, he heard one of the minnows say, "Wait, we shouldn't be selfish. Let's share this worm with the whole school." The minnows swam off. Now they're talking breakfast, thought Alfonso. The minnows returned with their whole school. They all crowded into Alfonso's mouth, eager to take a bite of the worm. And just as everyone was about to dig in, one little fish said, "Hey, everyone, maybe we should invite Big Betty to take the first bite. She's big and slow, but doggone it, it's her birthday." The other minnows agreed, and off they swam. Alfonso was getting very excited. I won't need to eat for days after this, he thought. A while later, the whole school returned with Big Betty. Alfonso waited for them to squeeze in around the worm. As he waited, Big Betty began to speak. My, oh my, I am so glad to have all my children and grandchildren with me today, said Big Betty. Yes, sir, every one of my sweet babies sharing food with me. This is the best birthday I could ask for. Alfonso lost his appetite. Big Betty, the worm is gone, one of the little minnows cried. That's okay, said Big Betty. It's still a great day. Let's go find something else to eat together. Alfonso decided to head back to the surface of the pond. Who needs breakfast anyhow, he mumbled. But then he heard one of the minnows say, Big Betty, look, there's another big, juicy worm. Oh, and you're going to see in the pictures, Alfonso is watching as they go after a big hook covered in worms. Big Betty, no! Alfonso shouted, and he grabbed onto the fishing line. He saved the day, but the children fishing pulled up Big Alfonso, and they yelled off, Mom, Dad! That morning, Alfonso didn't catch anything, but that was okay. He left all the fishing worms for the little fish. Because Alfonso's favorite part of fishing is telling a new fish story to his friends. The end. I hope you all enjoyed Alfonso's fishing.